What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back for another round breaking down the top position plays in the NFL's Week 2, courtesy of Awesemo's NFL Rankings. This round will be covering the running backs of Week 2, and as always, these grades are derived by a mix of points and value from Awesemo himself. So right now, please like this video. If you want to check out all the grades for yourself, go to awesemo.com/join and check out our packages as low as $3.95 a week to help get you all the information you need to win in Week 2. But let's start the countdown with our number 5 running back on the list, and that man is Duke Johnson in a matchup with the Jaguars, in which there are 26.3 implied points for Houston. Duke Johnson gets a C in points and an A in value on Yahoo and Fantasy Draft, a C in points and a B in value on DraftKings, and a C in points and a C in value on FanDuel. Duke's 13 touches are more than Carlos Hyde, and he saw more snaps at the end of the game versus a Jacksonville team who allowed 17.6% DVOA boosts to running back receivers in Week 1. Jacksonville played at a slow 33.2 second pace versus Kansas City, but with Johnson's versatility and a likelihood for tough coverage for DeAndre Hopkins, he could benefit with more passing value headed his way. And now into our number 4 running back in Awesemo's NFL Rankings, and that man is Saquon Barkley in the matchup with the Bills, in which he's getting 21 implied points for his Giants. Barkley's an A in points and a B in value on FanDuel, DraftKings, and Fantasy Draft, and it'll be an A in points and a D in value on Yahoo. Barkley's 15 touches in Week 1 were less than ideal, but with Sterling Shepard possibly out with concussion and tough D expected for Cody Latimer, you could see an uptick in easy targets. Buffalo allowed just 3.8 yards per rush in Week 1, but Barkley's likelihood of positive regression in volume and his elite ability are almost always worth exposure. And now onto our number 3 running back in this countdown of Awesemo's NFL Rankings, and that man is Alvin Kamara in a matchup with the Rams, in which he's getting 24.8 implied points for his Saints. Kamara will be an A in points and a B in value on FanDuel, a B in points and a B in value on Fantasy Draft and DraftKings, and an A in points and a D in value on Yahoo. Kamara had 20 touches in Week 1 to Latavius Murray's 8 with 7.5 yards per rush and 10.3 yards per catch. The Rams had a 55 graded run defense from PFF in Week 1, allowing a big day to a comparable dual threat player in Christian McCaffrey, as they also allowed 5.5 yards per rush. And now onto our number 2 running back in Awesemo's NFL Rankings, and that man is Austin Ekeler in a matchup with Detroit, in which he's getting 25 implied points for the Chargers. Ekeler is a B in points and an A in value on DraftKings and Fantasy Draft, a B in points and a B in value on FanDuel, and a B in points and a C in value on Yahoo. Austin Ekeler had 18 touches that included 7 targets and graded out well in elusiveness and breakaway ability according to PFF versus an Indianapolis defense who was actually very solid in 2018. Detroit's defense was better in pass defense than rush defense, as they allowed 4.9 yards per rush with a 68 graded run defense. And here it is, drum roll please, our number 1 running back in this week's Awesemo NFL Rankings for Week 2, and that man is Josh Jacobs in a matchup with the Chiefs, in which there are 22.5 implied points for Oakland. Jacobs will be a B in points and an A in value on DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo, and Fantasy Draft. Jacobs' 24 touches are impossible to ignore at his price point, though that value makes him likely to be a top-owned player of the week on all of the sites. Kansas City allowed 5.1 yards per rush before blowing away Jacksonville, so Jacobs will be useful as long as Oakland stays alive, though if they fall behind, Jacobs may be in trouble as he only ran 10 routes in Week 1. Value and volume are 2 things that are impossible to ignore in NFL DFS, and that's why Josh Jacobs grades out as a number 1 overall running back according to Awesemo's NFL Rankings. But of course, there's a lot more data for you to unearth if you get yourself an Awesemo Plus membership, so use this promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE for half off your first month. As I mentioned earlier, there are also those $3.95 a week packages. That's $3.95. That's less than a combo meal. So go check out all the different packages you can get right now at awesemo.com/join. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I've had a ton of NFL content this week, a lot of which revolves around Josh Allen. So go check out all the stuff I'm putting out right now on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. Don't forget to hit that like button before you go, and I'll be back again soon with more of Awesemo's NFL Rankings for the other position groups. So subscribe to that notification bell. I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. So see you guys soon. Good luck.